Hi there, I'm Aleif, and this is day 3 of the Random Word Challenge. If you'd like to know more about it, you can go to my first video, which will be in the description of this one. All right, so let's generate a random word, and then I'm going to talk about it for 2 minutes, maybe with a little bit of time to prep. Circumstance. Circumstance and context. Okay, I think I'll just begin now. Oof. Well, now, I personally think that circumstance is everything. I am an English teacher, and whenever I teach vocabulary to my students, I always tell them to make sentences with the situation in mind. Otherwise, what is the point? Learning new words are it's kind of useless if you just don't know how to use them or when to use them. So situations and circumstances are very, very important. And I think the same goes for pretty much everything else that is important in life. Um, I do believe in relativist ethics as well. There are a few things that I think are absolutes, must not kill or lie. However, sometimes there are certain circumstances where it's probably better to. Uh, for example, the classic example that I was taught when I was a teenager, and I found quite shocking because back then I was all about, the truth and always being honest and, saying it as it is. I was a very opinionated young teenager. And my teacher said, well, maybe not always. For example, if you see someone who's had a haircut, apparently everyone's just supposed to say that's a great haircut, even if you don't believe so. So, I've seen the value of such little, you know, uh, drifts away from morality, depending on circumstances, be quite helpful. Um, yeah, so I think circumstances matter and they're very, very important. And it's very important to keep them in mind, keep the situation, the context, the person, and the circumstances in mind whenever dealing with anything. I don't know how long I've spoken for, but I hope that's at least a minute and a half. Yes, okay. I will see you in the next video. This has been sort of an odd one. I felt a bit of mm, a lot of hesitance and sort of mental brain idea constipation, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching.